While South Africa's unemployment rate went down marginally in the third quarter, Stats SA data shows the official unemployment rate in the quarter was 31.9%, down at 32.6% in the second quarter. The Stats agency says the largest increases in employment were recorded in finance, followed by government, agriculture and construction sectors. Now, job losses, however, were recorded in manufacturing, mining, transport and the utilities industries. Stats SA says the number of unemployed persons decreased by 72,000 to 7.8 million. The number of discouraged work seekers also went down. Young people below the age of 34 not in employment, education or training has gone down slightly to 42%. From 44% at the same time last year. The unemployment rate remains high in an economy weighed down by structural constraints, including the electricity supply as well as logistics challenges. All right, now let's discuss this further. We're now joined via Teams by Cosatu's General Secretary, Phetoe. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, the official unemployment rate decreased to 31.9% in the third quarter, down from 32.6% in the second quarter. Let's get your reaction for this.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much to your viewers. Well, as Cosatu, we welcome the decrease with 1%, but for us as a trade union federation, we think that increase of additional of 399,000 jobs, it's something, but it does not make any impact in terms of the unemployment rate that we're facing. You have just said that the increasing of this job is mainly by government and in the financial sector, but there's serious impact that we're facing, particularly in the manufacturing, mining, and many number of sectors where textile were continuing to lose jobs. As we speak today, as Cosatu, the unions in the mining industry have already receiving the Section 189. You will recall with the austerity measures, the mining industry as a whole in South Africa made a statement that they were going to retrench almost about 35% out of 95% jobs that we have. They want to retrench about 35%. 35,000 jobs. That tells you that we are still continuing to face a challenge. What we are calling for is that government must intensify a program of working together with the private sector to recover or decisive action in relation to make sure that the economic growth of South Africa is implemented. As we said sometimes that where an agreement or a reconstruction economic recovery plan at NETLEC, if that recovery plan can be put in place and be implemented, including the decisions or the resolutions of the National Job Summit that was held in 2019, I think we'll be able to find a space of trying to reduce the unemployment in South Africa. We're still facing that the challenges in Transnet, as you said, we're facing challenges in railway, we're facing challenges in Eskom. We need a decisive government for us to be able to build a developmental state.
And you mentioned, of course, a number of drivers, to what we are currently experiencing. To what extent then, do you think electricity supply as well as logistics challenges are impacting the high unemployment rate?
Well, it's impacting a lot. For an example, as I said, one of the reasons why in the mine industry they wanted to retrench is because of this load shedding that is continuously happening. So the electricity is causing a serious problem of the economic challenges that we're facing in South Africa.
And do you think there are enough clear plans to deal with unemployment in this country? I mean, I know you've touched on the fact that government does certainly need to do more. Where do you think consensus then can be reached? Because this problem is, as you've said, crippling the country at the moment.
Consensus that we're talking about is that what we said government must deal with the challenges in railway in relation to issues of corruption that is taking place, the stealing of the rail, stealing of the cable, of the electricity cable. Government must deal with the issues of Transnet in making sure that the ship, for example, I was in KZN, for example, last week, ships are still standing right in the sea. Many of the ships are still stopping there because there's no manpower at the harbor or for them to offload the goods. So it requires a government that can be able to agree on the economic recovery plan that we've agreed at NETLEC and put it in place, working, as I'm repeating, working with the private sector. Government alone will not be able to create jobs, to reduce the unemployment that we're facing.